Are you ready for the second most video with the most real talk in it today on this channel? Because I'm not. But now's the time. Now is the time. It's surprising that I can even talk non-real talk most of the time in Let's Plays and stuff, but back in 2010 was when I first decided to do Let's Plays, and we've been doing them since, and that was a decision I wanted to make at the time, and I believe it was for the better. I've enjoyed it ever since then. I'm not going to say every video was perfect. So this video is basically everything I want to say right now, coming from the heart, you know, and the brain partially, whatever I can think of to say. They kind of work together, I guess, as it should be, but for me, I don't really see that, you know, I don't really feel that, you know. The words might be empty, but we'll try to fix it in post, I guess, I don't know. And it's also a hard thing to say, it's a big decision. Going through YouTube has been somewhat of a learning experience in terms of talking and in terms of doing stuff for people. I've learned a lot of practical things too, like software and stuff. There's memories that have also been made along the way, you know, like right now I'm sitting across the room from my Ratchet and Clank Future Tools of Destruction poster, and that's a series you probably know well on the channel if you've been around for a while. And then on the other side of the room there's the Precursor Orb poster, little artwork from Naughty Dog, and that reminds me of those videos for Jack and Daxter I made back in the day. But I struggle with self-esteem and stuff and feeling like I'm any good. That's definitely a thing for sure. It's not non-existent, it's a thing. I suppose I should talk with my hands a little. The video is pretty, I'm just sitting here, you know, there's nothing to watch. Which is how I want it to be, because this is a serious video. This is the conclusion of this YouTube channel, because it is no longer partial. It's not really part of who I am. You know, it's not really, it doesn't really represent who I am. It doesn't really connect. It doesn't. It just feels like something should change along with myself changing as a person. It makes sense because YouTube is about you, you know, it's about the creator, you know, and putting yourself out there. And when myself is in a tumultuous state, it is difficult for me to focus on what exactly I'm doing on YouTube. That's why we're concluding the channel. I don't want to use the word end because, I mean, technically it is ending, but that sounds like a pretty negative thing. A conclusion is a finished state, if you will. And that's another reason why I'm just done with the channel, is because I've promised so many things in the past, and so many things I wanted to fulfill I set out in place, and they never got fulfilled, and, you know, that does disappoint me. That's another level of why the channel's going the way it's going, because we need a reset, you know. We need a reset. I'm not enjoying it to the fullest at the moment because life takes priority, precedence. It takes precedence. That's just how it is right now. And going back to improving over time and learning things and getting practical knowledge, like the quality of the videos, I have objectively seen and heard that they've gotten better. This version of myself in this channel is in the past now. there should be a future for myself. So shouldn't there be a future for myself on YouTube and as a content creator? Yes, there should be. There should definitely be a future in creating stuff for people. And YouTube's surely been the way I have gone for many years, for 12 years. 2006 was the first time I had the spark of an idea of what if I did this in video format? What if I did something with videos? And that initial idea was glitches in video games, and I wanted to show people these cool glitches that you can find that just shouldn't happen, but they happen anyway. It's really neat, you know, like to see what slips through the cracks sometimes, and just different tricks and stuff, and how they can actually make, you know, they can actually allow people to do things with the game that people wouldn't think of, you know, like speedrunning, you know, with glitches and stuff. In terms of skills, though, practical skills, like I've had experience through YouTube actually, in some cases, of knowing how to make a game and knowing the bits and pieces, the puzzle pieces that go into making a game, like 3D modeling, sound, you know, and programming. You know, I'm familiar with a lot of it. So, you know, I just need to step up that familiarity to be able to do it. And I don't know, like maybe there's a future in that with me for me. Maybe there isn't. You know, I don't know what my future may hold. It is not written though, and I'm dedicated to write my future instead of giving up on my future and just, you know, just wallowing in depression, basically. If you're connected to the channel in any way and you have feelings for it, then I just sometimes don't feel like that's even possible, because I am a broken person, and there's no way that someone could care that much. And sometimes it actually looks like no one cares, and you know, that hurts for me because the passion's there, you know, but part of the reason I make stuff is for people to see it. And part of the problem is the name of the channel. That name is something I've frankly, I've always liked that name, but now is the time to change it, you know, change the direction. Now's the time to get a new name. And that's a common correlation with trans people, honestly. They get a new name. They get a new you know, identity, you know, one that they can live to their fullest and be themselves. And that is also mirrored on creative things that trans people do that are creative. I appreciate everyone that has ever appreciated my content. I appreciate everyone who's ever taken the time to enjoy my content, or tolerate, for that matter. You know, through the years, I've probably seen people that I've seen the names of online, and it seems like they're not there anymore. People move on with their lives. People change. You know, people forget and go on. That's life. I don't want to. I mean, honestly, this video is a sad video, kind of. Like, this is a decision that I can't believe I'm making. Like, it is time for it to happen, but it's just like, it's like moving, or, you know, leaving a place you've been for so long, you know, and packing up, you know. It's just like, this is really happening. Like, everything we've been through, everything. I mean, I'm not going to cry about it because I can't cry, really. That's just how broken I am. Like, for lack of a better term, unfixed, unsolved. Part of why I'm no longer doing content for the time being, because I just don't feel that emotion, and that just comes through video. It comes through what you hear on the video, and I want it to change. I'm going to try my best to change it. And, you know, there's always been the line of thought that if people don't like what you're doing, maybe that's just because they don't like. That's just not what they're wanting. You know, they can go watch somebody else, you know, or listen to someone else. It's just like, I get it. Like, keep on doing what you're doing because you love doing it. But when I can't feel emotion, like, deep down inside of me, something's wrong, it's gonna rub off in the video, and it's gonna be noticeable, you know. And I can't help that, because that's just my problem. That's just my struggle with the gender issues, you know, and gotta work through them. That's why I don't want to do anything else. In fact, it's impossible for me to do anything else. I've tried live streaming twice now, and I couldn't handle it. I just stopped. You know, it's actually hard to work because it's just depressing for me to have that dysphoria, for lack of a better term. It's all mental health, you know. It needs to be patched. It needs to be fixed. It needs to be this issue needs to be resolved, and I'm going to go on and fix it and mend it. I'm going to mend my problems, and when those problems are mended, whatever that may look like, I'm going to come back and be creative. And it's definitely going to be a bit different, you know, like the branding, whatever you want to call it, branding, I guess, the style of what I do is going to be different, and I want to be different. I want to try to be different, and you know, and I want to take everything that I've been through the last 12 years and put it away in a box, you know, and start over, and not have what people think I am, you know, that I'm not, you know. I'm, you know, like, what I've made in the past isn't me, you know. Like, the games are cool, the games are awesome. There's some of my favorites, there's some of your favorites, and that's good, but, you know, it's just gameplay. And I want this channel that I make in the future to be about me. I mean, we'll still have gameplay, I suppose. I mean, the playthroughs are a good escape from having to do commentary. They're a lot easier to do, actually. And some games I just don't feel like doing commentary for, like Croc. That's how that ended up happening. And it was fun. Fun stuff. Walkthroughs, we could do that. I don't know. I don't know what the content looks like for the future, other than Let's Plays, obviously, and live streams. I want to do those some more. But if I change and the audience isn't there, I'll stick through it, because at that point my mental health will be better, and I'll be able to handle growing on YouTube and stuff. Since I've always felt, I'm sure there's going to be comments this time. I've always felt that the comments have never really been there for me, but I don't want to say that in a spiteful way or anything. It's just how it feels. It's internalized, you know, what I see about myself. But this time, I want you, if you want to do that in the comments, you can tell me what your favorite stuff has been through the 12 years or however long you've watched the channel. If you've watched for all 12 years, thank you. Thank you so much. That is amazing if you've actually stuck around with me that long. It actually wants to I want to cry about that. regardless if you've stuck around with any period of time, I'm so glad you've been there for me and with us and with me and whatever collective pronouns you want to use, I guess. I don't think I have the capacity to say much more other than the summary of what's going to happen to the channel. The videos are back up. They were gone for a brief period. They were not public, but they're now back up. You can watch every single one that was public in the past. I'm not sure if the comments are retained, and honestly, that was a bit of that on my part. That was a bit of impulsiveness. I'm sorry for your comments being all lost because they were all privated. That's just how YouTube's stupid way works. Honestly, it's YouTube's fault, not my fault. Not my fault that I was impetuous. It's not my fault I got emotional, just decided to stop everything. But that was the moment where I just snapped. I was like, it's over, you know. It's done. It is done. This channel is done. Videos are back up. I'm not deleting them. They're gonna stay up. If not on my part, they will be up there. Since I am going to be moving on and past this channel, I needed to wrap up everything I hadn't finished. So there will be under a dozen videos, I'm sure, that are brand new by the time you see this video. You can go see those. They are completely unedited. Just gonna get them out there, get them off my hard drive, and that way we can move on properly. And I hope you get some enjoyment out of those videos because they were good. They just never saw the light of day. And I'm sorry for the dozens of ideas that I've had that I never fulfilled, including stuff that I've been doing, let's plays that never got finished. Of course, if it's not on my hard drives, I can't finish them. They're not going to be finished, unfortunately, unless I have the enjoyment. Unless I get enjoyment out of what I was doing with those projects, they're done with. They're not coming back. The channel, I cannot tell you when. It is when I am ready to come back. It is when I'm ready to go at it full force and be creative on YouTube. Best case scenario is I'm happy with myself and I'm happy with my voice. I don't know what my plans are. It's a transgender related thing with voice training. I'm not sure if I'm going to pursue that because I'm not too sure about it right now. That is a decision I'll make later down the line, later in transition, because frankly right now I just want to get my foot in the doorway and go somewhere, get somewhere first, and then we'll see where we go from there. But the best case scenario is I'm actually I sound different, and that would be great, but I'm not making any promises for my future self. In fact, if future self, you get there someday, that's amazing. But I sure as hell hope I don't hate my voice in 6 months and be like, this isn't going to work on YouTube. Because that will hurt things so badly. At that point, I'll have to do voice training, I guess. I don't know. I do kind of wish I sounded a little bit better. Like, better is not subjective. I am who I am, and I'm not going to be ashamed of that. But sometimes the story gets to you, and you just don't like something about yourself, and maybe that might be a voice someday. Maybe my voice won't be something that sparks joy in my personality. Like it's just something isn't right, and I need to resolve it. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to try my best to come back someday and I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching.
Oh, there's a new trailer. There's a new trailer, guys. I have to show this. Actually, I'm gonna run away from him. I don't want to talk to him. I hate him, actually. Look at that grin.
Thanks for your help, Spyro. Say, did you drop this?
Spyro! Dude! Oh god. Oh god! No! What have you done? Oh god.